where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop, industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building, breaking down the latest. Every story got layers, everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first, looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
My bad, y'all, man. I don't know what's been going on, but my audio, y'all can't hear it. I can hear it from over here. It blacks out for some reason when I play the videos. But we good, because I can tell by my intro, the audio good now. I think it was something, I don't know, it was something I had to connect or something. But we back in the building. I see somebody keep saying this. Yo, bro, respectfully, Tank. We're going to start off like this. Shout out to Tank So Heavy. Respectfully, champ. I don't care what they doing, because every information that I'm doing, peep this out, Tank. Let this marinate in your brain. All the information that I'm receiving, I'm reviewing through other people's platforms that's actually hitting the internet. TMZ, they dropping videos, I review that. But if he want to do that, there's thousands of people that's talking about his name. So I don't know who he's suing for, to be honest, because what the hell is you suing for? You can't sue with people that's talking about you, that you involved in the case. TMZ dropping, everybody's dropping it. So I don't know what the type of two they're gonna do, to be honest. But shout out to Tank, though. I appreciate that. Yolanda said F him. Shout out to Yolanda over there on Kick, man. Make sure y'all grab y'all membership, man. Join Team Smoke, man. Grab y'all membership, support the channel, smash the like button. The junk is absolutely free, ain't gonna cost you. If you want to support the channel also by donating to the channel, building the platform with me, this Cash App is on the banner. Also, it's on Super Chat. Let's do this, man. Yeah, we gotta get through this Tatum interview. I'm down there about 30 minutes later with the shit. Mad as hell this should be happening. It's called freedom of speech. That's a fact, Stephanie. Shout out to Stephanie. That's a fact. If you got Tatum over here bringing up names and all this, why the heck, they acting like we making these names up. These names are getting swarm out there. It's all in the air. People are saying your name. So your name is out there. Your face is out there. You're doing interviews with Tatum. So what the hell do you think we're supposed to do? Sit back and be like, yeah, we agree with Warren. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Warren said he sent him at 3 p.m. and that's it. We don't know what happened to Nolan after that. Warren is absolutely giving us the truth. You think we're really going to sit there and think about that and say that? You got to be shitting me right now, right? That part. Come on, bro. They bugged out, man. It really is, man. Let's get some more people in the building, man. I know I done effed up. We had more people. They'll come back in here. Let's get this copyright out the way before I continue. Copyright, fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright, fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Clips and the videos I play also owned by the original creators. Yeah, they're going to talk about they out there suing people and all this. Okay. I don't know what y'all going to sue. What are they going to sue for? Shit. Yeah, how many likes we got? We got 36. Let's get them likes up. I know I crashed out earlier. This happened the last live. I don't know what the hell been going on. I don't know, they messing with the audio. I don't know what's going on here, bro. It's nasty work, though, right? Certain times, nah, we're going to crash that out. Boom. Crash the audio. I'm like, damn. Only thing I heard was, oh, Kerr. I heard a whole screaming on my side. I'm like, bro, I thought y'all heard it. But then when I go to my other device over here, I could clearly hear that. I could clearly see that y'all don't hear what I'm hearing on my side. My audio just spiked out. That shit was like, ah. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? He said, wait until the real truth come out. It's gonna blow everybody. It's gonna blow your mind. That pause. That's a fact. Defamation of character. Yeah, but we ain't seen nothing. What are we saying? Everything we saying is alleged. Everything we saying is basically we trying to paint a picture of what TMZ and other people linking videos on the internet because TMZ got videos. We getting videos over here. We get interviews over here. So we just painting a picture. So there's no defamation. There ain't no defamation of character or nothing like that. Like how? How's this defamation of character? Like how? That's why I say he's wasting his time, to be honest. You better go to them big platforms that really, really be talking crazy about y'all because I really don't be talking crazy. Everybody that been following this live that I've been doing, everybody could agree. What I be saying, if it was an accidentally drowning or accidentally unalive situation, okay. But the way y'all moving, y'all making it seem like y'all got too scared. Or if somebody else unalive Nolan, if it's that point, if it's a crime, the only thing I said that y'all might know something, y'all might have seen something, or y'all probably know the people. Because why would y'all lawyer up less than 24 hours? It doesn't make no goddamn sense. And then the way y'all was moving throughout that whole day, that whole night. What we supposed to sit back and say, okay, the boys, they telling the truth. Nah, we not doing that. We got to find the truth out. They want to sue people and shit for no like, man, sue what? You better sue them big ass platforms that really, really going crazy on y'all. I'm not even going crazy on y'all, and everybody could agree. I be biased sometimes. Sometimes I say the boys, they ain't even do it. Don't I be saying that, y'all? Everybody, we got 220 people here so far. Everybody that been following me say, nah, Smokey do be saying that. I be biased. I say, yo, how about the boys they didn't do it? How about somebody they know that did something to Nolan? That part. What are we talking about? So I don't point fingers at the boys all the time. But I do point at the group. Because according to them, they know a lot of people that was on that island. So obviously y'all know the people that probably harmed Nolan. Because y'all know them people. Hello. What the hell we wasn't born yesterday. Like, come on. Okay, we ain't gonna say y'all did it, but y'all might know the people that did it. That part, allegedly. I mean, Lex, we got 55 likes. God damn, gang. I know I crashed out earlier, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them likes up to 100. Come on, man, because we're going to be here. You know what I mean? Get them likes up to at least close to 100. Let's get to 100 likes, man. We got 230 people in the building. People are joining the channel. Let's go. Last live, that shit, I mean, that shit crashed out on me. Yeah, don't even mention the dude name in the chat. Do me that favor. Put something else. Put fart. I don't care. Yo, Dante, don't even delete that. Don't even mention this dude name in the chat. We got a whole nother name for him. Put a whole nother name for this cat, man. Since they want to, since they want to play that type of games, put a whole nother name, bro. Let's get them likes up, man, to 100, gang, before we continue. Because we got to go over this Tatum. Tatum out of pocket, man. I respect your content, what you did with the boys, but this content you did about Nolan talking about he was high off that Snow White, come on, bro. You out of pocket for that, man. We ain't getting no autopsy. We ain't getting no results on they was on drugs and nothing. We ain't getting nothing. For you to jump on your platform, yeah, I think that, well, I got word that obviously there was some guy out there running around selling it. You know what I mean? He was supplying it, the Snow White, whatever. And I think Nolan was hot. I'm like, bro, why would you even say that at the time like this? You shouldn't even mention that. You should have said all the ass was getting hot. Just don't say Nolan, say all of them. Come on, man. Let's continue, man. Smash that like button. Let's get to this Tatum interview, though.
That what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told.
You know what kills me? Who the hell telling you this shit? A sheriff. You're going to sit on your platform respectfully. You're going to sit in platform and say, yeah, I was told, I know the person's name, but I'm going to go to the police first and let them. What? That could be a whole crime. He might have OD off the shit. We don't know what's going on here. And you're going to tell us this. That's what I said, that whole goddamn town, they covering something up. Because how we got to Tatum, a black guy that's on the show that did an interview with them. He's not white, he's black. Let's get that shit straight. Even though he got his own family. I think his wife is, shout out to his wife, his family and all that. But he's a black guy. We got a black guy that know all this information. And you telling me them people down there don't know shit? Why the hell is y'all hiding the information for if Tatum's on his platform telling us? He's basically exposing shit. This doesn't make no sense. The investigation supposed to be, yeah, trust the process. I'm telling y'all, Ocean Springs and everybody, trust the process. Remember when the DA said that? Yeah, but we got a guy over here, a black guy that got a big platform, huge platform. Shout out to him once again. And he's over here breaking shit down, telling us what he heard, and y'all didn't hear this shit. How is that possible? How the hell is that possible? Come on, bro. Get the hell out of here. Who the hell told this nigga this information? And then they gonna say he know the dude that was walking around selling them 8 balls and shit. You might as well say he was walking around, yo, I got 8 balls, I got 20s, which I want. I got this over. You might as well say they was doing that. Yeah, he was walking around supplying guys, offering the Snow White. Yeah, yo, bro, that's a whole crime. So we got underage drinking, we got drugs involved, we got somebody out there selling drugs allegedly. We got all this shit going on. Y'all telling me it's about to be, it's damn near a whole month already. About to be a month at the end of this weekend, bro. How the hell Tatum know all this though? That shit crazy to me, bro. Because let me tell y'all why I'm spazzing like this. Because for him to say that, the police should be telling him like, yo, bro, this is investigation. What happened to the trust the process? Trust the process, Ocean Springs. I'm telling y'all, we all gonna figure this out. But you got a guy that's telling us there was drugs on the island? Y'all didn't tell us none of that shit, and it's damn near a month. Hello, hold up. TikTok, like, what are we talking about? So we get this information from a big platform on YouTube and all Tatum, but y'all don't know this shit? It's a lot of cover up going, allegedly, and everything I say on this video is alleged.
Told in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time. This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. Now, again, taking into consideration, this is somebody telling me this. I'm not saying it's me. I'm not saying it. I'm not able to verify it. but from the sources that I'm getting it from has been consistent, verifiable sources thus far, and hadn't been wrong about nothing. So there's a possibility that there's a person that Nolan may have been around or interacted with that is giving cocaine to the people on this island, that Nolan may have taken the cocaine. And then also, I received a DM from someone DMing another person. Now I'm trying to leave these names out because I want to not mess this investigation up. I think law enforcement already have this. That alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan.
So you believe them DMs? You ain't got no time, nothing, but you just got, yeah, it's just a DM saying we seen them arguing and fighting. And somebody said that Nancy Grace told him up to. I ain't even get that. I ain't even get to the Nancy Grace shit. I meant to watch that tonight. Pardon me. Maybe I'll do a live. I'll do a live tomorrow. I'll bring that up tomorrow with Tatum and Nancy Grace. But we already know Nancy was gonna tear his ass up in that show. Pardon me, Paul. Shout out to Nancy Grace. But you telling me you getting all this information? If you telling me you got a DM from a couple that seen Nolan arguing with somebody, but y'all don't want to put his name out there right now, how many other people think that probably seen the same thing them people seen? Hello. You forgot there was thousands of people on that island? If this DM you got, where this argument happen at? Did it happen on the island? Did it happen on land? Because if it happened on the island, they're not the only two couple that seen Nolan arguing with that individual. We got thousands and hundreds of people on the goddamn island. So how you just gonna believe too? Yeah, we're saying we're gonna tell the truth, and you're gonna spend a life in the rest of your life in jail and all this because we see them arguing with Nolan. So those are the only two people that seen Nolan arguing? Nah, I don't believe that. There's way other people also. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. He's talking about a DM that he received and all this, that, and like, nah, what? Let's continue, man. I'm telling you, my head is like, cuckoo, cuckoo. My shit is like, bro, my shit about to explode soon off this goddamn case.
Other person that knew Nolan, I think because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to.
So he's saying this person in the DM is associated to some other kids, not associated to Warren and Wyatt, the ones he interviewed. That group of kids. First, they're not kids. They college. They young adults. Let's get that straight. So they know what they're doing. But we already said that. If they didn't do shit, they know the individuals that did something. Hello. Why you think they lawyered up and they moving the way they moving? Why you think they calling each other buddies and all this, that? Hello. It doesn't take a scientist to realize this shit. You don't got to go to school to realize this shit. That's the way they moving. If you're so innocent, if other people harm Nolan, why the hell y'all lawyered up? Why y'all doing this? Why y'all moving this way? Why you moving this on the boat? Why y'all doing all this? Because y'all protecting the other individual that y'all actually know that y'all probably call a buddy, a close friend, more than a close friend than Nolan. Hello. You ever thought about that, Tatum? They protecting each other, man. Let's continue. They protecting each other. They're covering up for each other. There's a more bond on the people they protected among each other. The group that they all got, the little buddy group, they got a bond going on over there. And they got a bond that they're gonna protect each other. So if somebody else harm Nolan, I guarantee you they know who the hell that individual is. They all know each other, bro.
That could be in associate that alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be in associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6, right around 6 or a little bit before 6 p.m. Now, according to the autopsy.
Now, remember when Warren said he knows somebody that seen Nolan at 6 o'clock? Remember he said that? Yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. Yeah, but then when I got on land, I know a couple buddies that seen Nolan out there at 6 o'clock. You see where I'm going with this? Because now all of a sudden now these two little couples, whatever witnessed, they must have been the couples that was out there at 6 o'clock, whatever. So now they're trying to match the time with a couple and this and that, and to back up Warren's story. Hello. Oh, we wasn't born yesterday. This is Scooby snacks. What y'all doing, bro? Warren said last time he said it was 3 o'clock. Okay, we got that. Then you said you knew somebody that seen Nolan out there, so that means that you know people out there. Hello, because you know thousands of people, hundreds of people out there. Hello, remember you said you walked off and you greeted mad people out there in your interview. You forgot about that already, Nolan? I mean Warren. Anyway, let's fast forward. So now you said you seen somebody at 6 o'clock out there. So now Tatum's coming up with saying somebody at a couple or something like that was out there at 6 p.m. So now they're trying to match Warren on his little narrative that he knows somebody that seen Nolan at 6 o'clock. So they're trying to match that with Warren. Yeah, no, Warren is right. We got a couple out there that seen him at 6 o'clock. No, that's bullshit. Y'all trying to match these narratives together somehow, some way, allegedly. I ain't trying to hear that shit. They ain't the only couple that seen him. You tell me that's the only couple that seen Nolan out there? Get the F out of here. It was hundreds and thousands of people out there. Hello, where the other people at? So now y'all want to match the narrative, right? Now it's two couples that was out there or two people that was out there at 6. So they can match Warren narrative that he had spoke to somebody out there at 6 and say they seen Nolan. Remember when Warren said that? He said that clearly in the interview. What we talking about here, man? Come on, man. These dudes, man. Come on, Tatum. I know you ain't that bugged out, Tatum. You really believe this shit? How many likes we got, man? Let's get them likes up. We got over 400 some people. We only got 121 likes. Come on, man. Let's get them likes up. Please smash a like. That junk is free. Smash a like, please. What are we doing here? Oh, I got this. What y'all doing? Y'all looking at the laptop and the computer like this? Y'all like? I don't like him. Nah, I ain't smashing no like button. Yo, smash that like button, man. Come on, let's get them likes up, Gary. We got over 400 some people in the building. Smash that. People that's watching this on TV, go to your phone, man. Smash the like button. That's what I'm saying, right? Literally get them likes up, man. That shit don't match the count. They said people spent the night on the island. That's a fact, Yolanda. That's another thing. Who's the people that spent the night on the island? Can we confirm that shit? Oh, that's just a lie, huh? No, people do spend the night on the island. I seen an old ass news clip. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring that in my next live. That's an old ass news clip about Horn Island 12 years ago. I should have grabbed that today, but I'm gonna bring it to the next live, though. We're gonna break that shit down. Come on, let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up to 200 at least, gang. Because this a whole lie. I just want y'all, shout out to Liddy. I just want y'all to understand how they're trying to match the narrative on the boys. Warren said he seen him at 3. Last time he said he recalled, he remember talking to somebody that seen Nolan at 6. Now Tatum talking about he got DMs talking about the people that was out there at 6. You see how they trying to match the narrative? You can't match it. There's too many people out there. They ain't the only goddamn couple that seen Nolan. You telling me everybody had their back turned looking at the goddamn sky? Like, get out of here, bro. Come on, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's continue with this shit. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video.
Autopsy with prison. Now, the person did not say they saw any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere.
You see how they make sure they say Warren and them left? They left at 4:30, so now he gonna bring up the 6 o'clock shit. Peep this out.
The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6, right around 6 or a little bit before 6 p.m. Now, according to the autopsy, which I interviewed a medical examiner about this, there is no evidence of blunt force trauma or an evidence that Nolan got into a physical altercation. So I interviewed a medical examiner about this. There is no evidence of blunt force trauma or an evidence that Nolan got into a physical altercation.
So why he got that bruise on his neck like this? Nancy Grace clearly said it. Everybody agree. Even Judge Matt. Oh, we're gonna get to Judge Mathis again because he continued talking about this. Even Judge Mathis said this. There's no way in the world you're gonna have a bruise in back of your neck like this, bro. The only way you're gonna have that bruise in back of your neck, not for nothing, Tatum, is if it's some type of pressure in back of that person's neck. Either you're trying to drown that person, you're doing something. In this case, it got a lot to do with water, boats, and goddamn Alice. So whoever had his hands behind his neck or had him in the chokehold, that's another position they could have had him in the chokehold. That's why they kept his neck structure and all that. But we clearly see there was a bruise in back of his neck when the independent autopsy came in. And I'm not making this shit up. Nancy Grace done brung up the best of the best on her show. Am I lying, Chad? Come on, am I lying, mods? Nancy Grace bring up the best of the best on her show, and clearly they said that back of that pressure has got to come from a pressure from a hand. There's some type of bruise back there, either a lock, neck, some type of shit, or pressure on somebody's hand that's drowning you, putting you down like this, so you won't lift your head up. Hello. So you just gonna ignore that shit, Tatum? That's what we're gonna do here? We just gonna ignore that bruising back of his neck, right? Come on, Tatum, man. Stop playing out here, man. You got to wake up, champ. We just going to ignore the bruising back of his neck. And I'm going to clearly say this like I say this on all my other goddamn lives. For people think that I'm just pointing the fingers at Fart. You know, the kid Fart that play football. Yeah, we don't call him Fart. Him, Warren, Wyatt, pardon me. I'm not pointing the fingers at y'all. If y'all watch my videos, y'all would clearly understand that I'm absolutely right in what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is that if y'all didn't do nothing, why y'all move the way y'all move? So that tell us from the outside looking in, y'all know something, y'all seen something, or y'all know of the person. Those are the only 3 options. Hello. So we not pointing fingers at them. Oh, yo, they was the one that did it. Oh my God. You got other platforms that saying that. But see me, I got common sense. If y'all not the ones that did it, y'all got a little group called the Buddies. Maybe one of y'all others did something, and y'all covering up for him. Hello. That's why I'm not saying I'm not pointing fingers. Maybe y'all covering up for somebody else that y'all really love more than Nolan. Oh, let me repeat myself. Maybe y'all cover enough for somebody else that you really love as a brother, as a buddy, more than Nolan. Oh, y'all gonna tell me that shit don't exist? Nah, that shit don't exist over here, man. This is Ocean Springs. We all a technic group. Yeah, I bet you it was a technic group, huh? A tightening group. Pardon me. Let me take that back. A tightening group. You know, I get loopy. I start pronouncing words wrong. And do me a favor. Don't put his name in the chat. Put fart. Don't put the B. Put the F. Let's continue. Nobody pointing fingers at y'all. But we know that y'all know thousands and hundreds of people on that island more than Nolan known. Oh, let me repeat myself. The people that was on the island, most of the people, y'all know way more people than Nolan know that was on the island. How the hell y'all know nothing? As friends. As his friend. Let's continue. Smash that like button. Come on. Oh my God. Come on. Can we get 200 likes at least? Let's get 20 more. Let's get 20 more likes, man. Let's get 20 more likes. Yeah, they've been giving guilty vibes from the beginning. Shout out to my mom, Miss Special, man. Come on, bro. Come on. And Miss Special will tell you. All my moms will tell you. Sometimes they look at me like I'm bugging. Nah, Smoke, you bugging. They did that shit. I try to make it biased. I try to balance this shit out a little bit. If y'all didn't do it, y'all know somebody that did it. Y'all know of the person. Y'all know of him. Y'all know of them. Whoever the individuals are. Obviously, y'all covering up more for them than Nolan, because y'all would have been came out and gave us more details on what happened from the beginning when y'all got to that island all the way to the end. No, y'all went in hid in your goddamn shells. Y'all went in, y'all got scared and shit. Don't get scared now. Don't get scared now. If that's y'all boy, y'all gonna tell the truth. Y'all haven't done that. Y'all been hiding, moving funny, doing funny movements, all types of shit. So how the hell you think the public's gonna actually judge y'all? The way y'all move. Nancy Grace did not jump on this case when it first started. Can we all agree? Nancy Grace came later on when she did her research and she suspected y'all moving funny. Why you think Nancy jumped on this case? Nancy only do true crimes. If that shit ain't got nothing to do with no true crime, no crime, she ain't touching that shit. Nancy jumped on it because she seen something was moving funny. I know I ain't tripping. I know the public ain't tripping. That's trying to find out the truth. That part. What are we talking about? Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the chat. We ain't get 200 likes yet. You got to be effing kidding me. It's one of them nights. That's what we doing here. Come on, man. Let's get 10 more likes. We got 190 likes here, man. I'm looking at the other device over here that I got. We only got 190. Let's get that shit up, man. Come on, gang. From the outside lens, they are guilty. That's a fact. They're guilty by either they know it, they seen it, they was involved in it, or they know the people that did it. Hello. They're guilty by either way. They're guilty by either way. Y'all know them, y'all seen it, y'all know the individuals, or y'all know about it. Y'all a tight-knit group, right? That's what y'all like to call it. Yeah, we a tight-knit group down here. This is Ocean Springs. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. So y'all know the tight-knit group that was involved in it. Hello. Hello. What you think? We was born yesterday? Let's get them likes up, man. Let's continue, gang. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share that video, man. Niggas is bugged out. Niggas think we was born yesterday, boy.
Or 6 p.m. Say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6, right around 6 or a little bit before 6 p.m. Now, according to the autopsy, which I interviewed a medical examiner about this, there is no evidence of blunt force trauma or an evidence that Nolan got into a physical altercation. So I'm putting all this stuff together, what people are sending me and all that, and I'm trying to find a neutral point to share with you. What I'm thinking at this point, with all that has been said, is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be, that could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what.
If you convinced that it could be and that could have happened, why don't Mississippi just give us the autopsy? They got the lungs, they got everything else that'll show that he actually had water in his lungs, and that would tell us that he was involved in some type of drowning or involved in some type of water. We got to look at Mississippi, Tatum. You got to look at Mississippi also. Let's X the boys out. Look at the system down there in Mississippi on how long they taking with all this shit that we supposed to have received a long time ago. They done had the funeral. They done had the independent autopsy. They done had several press conference, and we still didn't get Mississippi autopsy. Y'all telling me ain't nothing wrong with that? Tatum, you telling me ain't nothing wrong with that? Now, we're not talking about the boys right here. Now, this specific, this typical, I mean, this topic that I'm talking about the system. Why they taking so long to show the proof? Oh, I forgot. That's Mississippi. Yeah, I forgot. That's Mississippi. I forgot, right? We ain't talking about the boys. We talking about the system. They got the lungs. They got they got the throat. They got the neck structure. They got the lungs. What else they got? The boys ain't got that shit at their house. The system got it down there in Mississippi. And when I mean by the system, that mean all of them. So, Tatum, like, how can you be convinced that this boy drowned when they didn't give us nothing? So you telling me you was the special one? Hey, Taylor, come over here. We're gonna give you a little secret over here, buddy. Yeah, look, he actually drowned. I just want you to give him a little taste of it in your little podcast, whatever. You telling me that's what they did to you? They brung you down there and showed you, yeah, he got water in his lung. Yeah, he absolutely drowned. But why they waiting so long to prove that? Hello, why they waiting so long to prove that?
People have been telling is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be, that could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me and DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that has to be something with this cocaine. There has to be something with Nolan and a girl. And there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last.
See, now you cooking at that end. You hit the point. Boom, you hit it right on the target. He was in an altercation with somebody, and those are the last people that seen him. But for you to say that, yeah, he was on cocaine and this and very disrespectful to the family and everybody else. Very disrespectful. Which we didn't even get nothing proving that he was high off of something. And you gonna come out and say that shit right away. Smash that like button. Let's get to 250, man.
But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me and DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that has to be something with this cocaine. There has to be something with Nolan and a girl. And there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last. And that this other person that's giving people cocaine. So this person giving people cocaine, a girl, Nolan, and another person that he may have been in an argument with, to me, are people that need to be investigated. And I can say more, but I'm trying not to get anything messed up in this case because I want justice for Nolan, and I want the boys that weren't involved in this to not get caught up in stupidity. So just so you guys know, I know the names of the cocaine person. I believe I know who the girl is. And I know the name of the person that may have been in the argument with Nolan. And there's nothing conclusive that anybody's telling me where there was violence that occurred, but that does not mean that the violence is ruled out. That does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl, being intimate in the water to the point where it caught their attention, and they believed that they saw Nolan and this girl. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl.
I knew I heard something when he said that. He said with they girl. Didn't we predict that was going on in the beginning? Didn't I predict this shit in the last 3 lives when I said that when Warren first did his interview? Yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. He had his hands around Katie, and I looked at him and I said, "Yo, bro, you crazy, bro? Yeah, you crazy, bro." Remember when Warren said that? Remember when Warren said that? Yeah, he looked at Nolan when he had his hands around Katie and I guess in the water, whatever, and he said, "Bro, you crazy, bro? Yeah, you crazy, bro." Then we get the second interview with Little Trey, Little Shepherd. What did he say? Yeah, right before my fight, I seen Nolan 10 minutes before I had my fight. I seen Nolan, I had a little slick words to say, but it wasn't towards him. It was towards the girl he was with. Bingo. So if Tatum is giving us some bullshit lies, them lies is matching up on everything that he actually interviewed these kids. Because now you done said that you got information on somebody told you that they seen Nolan with they girl. Not his girl, they girl. That's exactly what I predicted that happened. Jealousy, niggas was mad. Him and the girl probably not even together at that moment. Hello. They probably been broken up for about a few months or so. That's why she all under Nolan. You think Nolan really gonna holler at a girl if her boyfriend is still on the island? No, he gonna holler at the girl if they've been broken up for a couple weeks or a couple months. Why you think Warren looked at him and said, "Boy, you crazy"? Hello. Who is Katie or the girl boyfriend that harmed Nolan? Is it Fart? We ain't gonna say it. We're gonna call him Fart. I'm gonna go back to what I said before I continue with this video. Bingo. He just hit it on the spot, even if it's a lie or not. Yeah, I got information that, somebody said that, the guy, Nolan was in the pool, Nolan was in the water with with his girl, they girl. That's an altercation right there for ready to happen. They've been drinking all day. Nigga see his girl with a whole nother nigga, and he's black. Let's get to that part. And he's in the pool with him. You don't think they're gonna get into it? Hello. I don't even care if that wasn't his girl at the moment. He still got feelings for Katie. He can't stand Katie's simple fact that she's under Nolan deodorant. All underneath his deodorant. You know what the deodorant is when you got to hug around the girlfriend. They all underneath here, nigga. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, they smelling all that Dove. Yeah, I do Dove, man. Know what I mean, I do the Dove, baby. I don't be playing out here. I do Dove, man. Everything is Dove over here. But bingo, exactly. Let's continue though, man. Shout out to Tatum for dropping that shit down right.
Intimate, and there's nothing conclusive that anybody's telling me where there was violence that occurred, but that does not mean that the violence is ruled out. That does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl, being intimate in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl where there was, does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl.
That's Katie. That's Katie. Cause her name been dragged under this whole story from the beginning. So whoever is Katie's ex-boyfriend might be Fart, but that might be Katie allegedly, and everything I say is alleged. The only reason I'm saying her name because her name been dragged throughout this whole story. I don't know if you exist. I don't know if you actually a real person. But for him to drop that bomb right there, it paints the picture on everything how we look at the situation. People were saying it was jealous. People were saying it had to be something. It might have been a drug. It paints the picture. Drinking, jealousy, probably was mad, altercation breakout, fight breakout. That's why Nolan got a bruise in back of his neck. Let's continue. Hey, mods, man, be on top of everything on the chat, too. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get 5 more likes, man, to hit 250. We can match the count.
Intimate, where there was violence that occurred, but that does not mean that the violence is ruled out. That does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl, being intimate in the water to the point where it caught their attention. And they believed that they saw Nolan and this girl struggling in the water, not necessarily drowning, but struggling. Like it was obvious enough that the person was concerned when they saw Nolan in the water and he was with this girl. And that the person to the point where it caught their attention and they believed that they saw Nolan and this girl struggling in the water, not necessarily drowning, but struggling. Like it was obvious enough that the person was concerned when they saw Nolan in the water and he was with this girl.
That shit don't make no sense. How the hell you struggling in the water, but nobody don't see you? That shit doesn't make no sense. That shit doesn't make no sense. How you struggling in the water, but nobody don't see you, but you with the girl, you playing, yo, let me throw you up in the air and throw you in the water. You know, that's how we play with the females. We'd grab them, throw them in the air, throw them in the water. Shout out to the females. That's how we play. Sometimes we'll throw y'all under the water, get y'all asses up. But how nobody ain't see that? He's basically playing water games with his new little girlfriend. Ain't nobody ain't see that? That's the straight bullshit. Get out of here. That narrative, I don't believe. Yeah, you know, Nolan might have been struggling out there, and nobody ain't go rescue the nigga. Part of my language. Rest in peace, Nolan Well. Nobody ain't go rescue the little homie. Nobody ain't go rescue him. That's a lie. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, man.
And that the person explicitly said that they were being intimate, which I don't know what that means as far as just kissing, hugging, cuddling, or something else. But that's what has been told to me.
Shout out to Lil Nolan, nigga. We know what that intimate mean. He was like, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing to Katie. Why you think Katie was underneath his deodorant all night? Yeah, Nolan had that girl all up. Nolan had her right here. Rest in peace, homie. We know how you do. You got that black in you, champ. We know how you do. I got black in me. Let's get to that part. We know how we do. Yeah, Katie, right here. That's exactly what he was doing. And when her boyfriend, I ain't gonna say her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, when he walked past and seen that, hello, that nigga got mad as hell. I could see that picture. Can y'all see that same picture? They out in a little shallow part of the water, you know, a little 3 feet, 4 feet of the water, you know what I mean? Playing around, you know what I mean? He grabbing her, you know, Nolan like 6'1". So he grabbing her little ass, throwing in the air, throwing in the water, grabbing her, kissing her. Yeah, you know, little fart or whoever, the other individual, we're gonna say little fart or the other individual, whoever his ex-boyfriend is at the moment. They walk past, they see Nolan doing all this, yeah, you know me, throwing in the air and all this. Hello. You don't think that's gonna get that nigga mad? I don't care if they broken up for 2 months. He's still gonna be mad as hell. Rest in peace, Nolan. We know what you was doing, champ. Rest in peace, Nolan. We know what you was doing, champ. We know what you was doing, champ. They want to spin a narrative like the little homie drowned. Nah, little homie was out there pimping. Little homie was out there boat pimping. Not parking lot pimping, boat pimping. Rest in peace, champ. We know what you was doing out there. They just trying to spin the narrative. Somebody got jealous on what you was doing out there. Rest in peace. We know what you was doing, little homie. We know what you was doing. You had that little girl all underneath here, all in the water. She wasn't going nowhere. She was tightening up like this. Yeah, Nolan. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Rest in peace to little homie, man. Rest in peace to little homie. Because that's exactly what happened. And I've been painting that picture. There was jealousy going on. There was some type of shit going on. Y'all all drinking since earlier that day. Y'all got to the island. Warren slipped up when you did the interview and said, yeah, I told Nolan, yo, bro, you crazy. You should have never said that. That, you know you done effed up, right? You know you effed up when you said that, right, Warren? You know you effed up, right? Oh, you done effed up. Because if you never would have said that, we would have never painted a picture that it was an ex-boyfriend or allegedly ex-boyfriend or somebody that was jealous over that situation. That Tatum is dropping a bomb right now. But I already painted that picture that Tatum said. Tatum just put the icing on the cake because I really believe that he got some type of information on that. So shout out to you, Tatum, for dropping that, even if it's a lie, but I believe that's true. I believe that he was over there with somebody else girl, and they was broken up at the time, though. I don't know how long, but that individual got jealous. And by the end of the day, he couldn't take it no more. That part. A lot of drinking, a lot of on the island. And we all know how them white boys get wasted. They think they Conor McGuire, whatever his goddamn name from UFC. Rest in peace to little homie, because we know exactly what you was doing out there, champ. You was doing what you always do. Giving your charm to them females, nigga. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You hear me, Nolan? Nothing wrong with that. They just couldn't take that. They got jealous. Whoever that individual is. And we're going to find out who the individual is because this shit is all over a female. And I said that shit since day one. I said that shit since day one. This whole shit is over a female. Let's continue. Shout out to Tatum, though, for getting that information because we already knew this shit was over a female. Let's go. Told you, man. Let me tell you something. If you're branding in it locked up in a box, if you could think out the box, you'll understand. Painting pictures is very easy when you let people start talking even more. And Warren, you know you done effed up, right? You know you effed up, Warren, right? With that interview, and you said you looked at Nolan and said, boy, you crazy, right? You know you effed up, right? I wish you, I know Nolan, I know Warren wish he could go back and not say that shit.
And these sources, and that the person explicitly said that they were being intimate, which I don't know what that means as far as just kissing, hugging, cuddling, or something else. But that's what has been told to me. And these sources the sources I think have been legitimized, but what they're saying, I haven't been able to verify. This is just someone saying this, and I'm telling you what I'm hearing. So when the toxicology come back, if there's cocaine in the system, to me, that will validate that these people that have been telling me this are being accurate. And like I said, somebody really close to Nolan made mention that they're almost 100% sure that he may have been partaking in the use of cocaine. And it's unfortunate. I've been knowing this, at least that part, for a while.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's very disrespectful, man. Like, you know what I'm gonna see? This one I get disrespectful. Since y'all want to say the young boy was only high by himself, I could kiss my ass. That boy was getting high with the rest of them too. Katie was high. Fart was high. Wyatt was high. Warren was high. Yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. Yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. Yeah, about the boats and the waves over there, by the water and all that. That nigga was high doing that whole goddamn interview. Let's get to that part. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I know sniffers when I see one. I know sniffers when I see one. So since you want to throw that out there and that's very disrespectful, man, I'm being honest, yo. His fam don't need to hear that shit right now, bro. His fam don't need to hear that shit right now. Talking about Nolan was high off that Snow White. They was high too. Who you think provided that shit to him? Who you think introduced that shit to him? I guarantee you, none of the little homies that back home, all his little black friends, I guarantee you, none of them do that. Now one of them do that shit. I guarantee they smoke a little. Y'all already know. Little puff, you know what I mean? They probably do that. Drink a little yak, drink a little Hennessy, you know what I mean? Little Patron, but they ain't sniffing no white back home. Who you think introduced Nolan to that shit since y'all want to throw that narrative out there? Them goddamn white boys did that shit. Why you think Mama Love probably used to question him and probably tell him, like, I don't want you to go over there? Why you think Mama Love says she don't know little Trey, little Shepherd? Yeah, he claimed that he's his best friend, but I don't really quite know him. He never been to my house. Shout out to Mama Love. Because Mama Love knew already that crew was already bad for Nolan. But you can't stop a young teenager, young adult at 18 years old, and you can't stop who he want to hang with. Why you think when Mama Love said when Warren was calling her phone, that shit was unsuspected? Why you think when Mama Love said when Warren called her phone at 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, she already knew something was wrong? Because she already knew that was a bad vibe over there. But you can't. It's only but so much you can stop your son on doing. I'm a son. Moms can't control everything. Pops can't control everything. We still gonna go explore and do what we do, regardless. So since y'all want to throw that little narrative that he was getting high and all that, let's throw the narrative that they introduced Nolan to that shit. And who was out there selling them goddamn 8 balls and walking around talking about I got Snow White? Why he ain't arrested? Since y'all want to throw that narrative out there. Yeah, I know the guy that was out there supplying people. Come on, Tanner, so why he ain't arrested then? You telling me Snow White is legal in Mississippi? Get the hell out of here. Bullshit. That shit got me mad. Because I don't care what nobody said. If that boy was doing something, man, them boys introduced him to that shit. Come on, man. The only thing was Nolan wasn't a strong enough person to say no. And I ain't taking nothing away from that kid. Sometimes when being too cool, sometimes you're gonna lose at the end. And that's something I taught my daughter. That's something I teach everybody. When you too cool, when you want to be too cool with the group, you're gonna lose at the goddamn end. You being too cool, be yourself. Be yourself, man. Be yourself. You'll see how far that should have take you. One thing I learned: loyalty, trust, stay in your own lane, and don't be something else, man. I stand on that shit. Straight up. Loyalty, all that. No snitch, none of that. That's why I tell people, be your goddamn self, man. So since y'all want to throw the narrative, that shit got me mad. Since y'all want to throw the narrative that this young boy was getting high, they was getting high too. Katie was getting high too. She was throwing the poom poom all around Nolan. Let's start there. Once Nolan land on the land, nigga, here come Katie with the poom poom, nigga. Yeah, you don't think she was high up, nigga? She was high. Hey, Nolan, I love you, Nolan. Yeah, exactly. She high up, nigga. She don't care what's going on. She know her ex-boyfriend's on the island. She know her boyfriend's on the island, but she's so high up, she don't care. Nolan got her on a whole strength, on a whole frenzy. You know why I know? Y'all ever been in them bars before? When the white girls be real racist, really? Fellas, I'm talking to my fellas. Now, if y'all got y'all ladies at home, y'all ain't got to answer this question. Now, to all my fellas that want to answer the question in the chat, I know they're going to drop it. Y'all ever been to bars? White girl wasted, boyfriends, they boyfriend be right in the bar. They be all in your face. They ready to kiss you in your face and everything. Fellas, am I lying, fellas? Females probably go through it too with white girls, to be honest. Am I lying, fellas? They boyfriend be sitting right at the goddamn table. They be so wasted. They'll kiss you in front of their goddamn boyfriend. Am I lying, fellas? I know somebody in the chat went through that. I know multiple people went through that. Cause I went through that shit and I looked at the girl like you don't lost your rabbit ass mind. What's wrong with you? That's part of their nature. And you know what's crazy? The boy look at the girl, kiss a whole nother nigga, and he'll still go home with him. That's his girlfriend for 6, 7 years. But everybody know how Katie get down. You know, that's just Katie. When she get drunk, she just kiss anybody. It's just usual. Different cultures, different people. I tell people all the time, it's different cultures, man. And the chat know I ain't lying. Fellas know, definitely know I ain't lying. Fellas probably banged some Becky in the parking lot. Her man was in the goddamn building. Fellas, am I lying? The reason why I'm saying that because I could see Nolan like that. They're attracted to Nolan. Nolan, he's a little playboy. He's charming. And throughout this whole situation, what we heard, his character. We heard his character a lot. He's charming. He smile a lot. He light up the spot. He dance. He do all that shit. Girls, they love that shit, bro. Girls love that shit. Nasty work. That's a fact. Clarity, I'm telling you. Let's continue, man. Pardon me, man. That shit had me mad, but I got to break down the characters and the culture, how this shit is. Because I know exactly what Nolan was doing. He's part of that culture over there, and that culture over there, they do totally different type of things than back home with his homies back home. And his little homies, if y'all watching, salute y'all, man, because they know I ain't lying. They gonna be like, nah, Smoke ain't lying, man. I mess with Smoke, man. Them white boys over there, them niggas is different over there, man. Exactly. They know I ain't lying, bro. We all was young before once upon a time, and we all hung out with different type of cultures. That part. Let's continue. Some people probably didn't, but I know I did.
For a while now, but and it's unfortunate. I've been knowing this, at least that part for a while now, but I didn't want to put his name out there like that, given the fact that he just lost.
And let me say one thing. I'm not saying all white girls are like that. So shout out to my all my listen. I dated white girls, Spanish girls, black girls. I'm not saying all the white girls are like that. But let me make that clear before y'all start spazzing. Like, nah, I smoke. I ain't like that. I'm white. I don't be just throwing my poon poon around like that. Nah, I ain't saying because all coaches does it, man. So let me let me take that shit back, cause I mean, but we all know how white girl wasted and white boy wasted, how they get down. Let me take that back, yo. Let's continue, man. You know I'm bugged out, y'all. So y'all already know. Hold up, man. Shout out to Long Live shout out to Long Live Moss. Shout out to Long Live Most. Shout out to Long Live Most, man. $10 super chat, man. Pardon me, man. He said this is all because Katie wanted some. Come on, bro. He said they was mad Nolan was going to bless her. Hey, jealousy and envy, watch out for it. Hey, yo, pause, man. You thought I was gonna say that shit, man? Come on. Hey, yo, Muss, man. Come on, man. Hey, yo, hey, yo, shout out to the homie, man. The homie bugged out. That nigga crazy. Hey, yo, I F with you, yo. That nigga bugged out. I wasn't gonna say that part, chat. I wasn't gonna say I'm gonna let the chat see that shit. Yo. Shout out to Nolan Wells, man. For real, though. You ain't lying, though, Muss. Shout out to all Long Live Most, man. Yo, man. That nigga crazy, man. Oh, shit, yo. Appreciate that $10 super chat. $9.99, $10. Nigga, you know the vibe. Let's continue though, man. I had to cut. I seen that part. I said, "Oh, this nigga bugged out." I ain't gonna say that shit, chat. But you got a point though. Little homie was out there pimping, man, and I've been saying that. That's exactly what's going on. A lot of jealousy, and we got a whole crime allegedly going on. Let's continue. Let's finish this shit out, man. Shout out to the homie though, man. That shit was funny.
Lost his life. But now that we're getting more information, the investigation is going further along. I'm just putting that out there, and we shall see if what is being told is accurate. But I'll finish it with this. I'm leaning more towards believing that somebody directly saw Nolan and know how Nolan died. That's my take on it. I don't think he was just drowning out there messing around. I think that somebody know more than what they're saying. And I don't think it's a lot of people. I think it's a few people that were last on the island with Nolan that know what happened, that seen what happened, or may have knowledge of something that will lead police in the right direction to find out exactly what happened. And I am encouraging you. I know some of y'all names. If it's you, you need to do the right thing. You need to go to authorities. And if you're there and you had nothing to do with it, you definitely need to go to authorities and clear your name. I'll say this: some of these people may have already gone to authorities. I don't know. The authorities won't tell me who they interviewed. So we'll go to that next step when it comes.
Now, all of a sudden, people are saying that Nolan was doing the boog shug, if you know what I'm saying, which is so crazy to me because they're not saying anybody else was doing it. They're just claiming it was just him. And again, they haven't released the toxicology report. So where would you be getting any of this information except for these eyewitnesses who coincidentally come up after this audio is released, after people are hearing alleged nefarious things? Also, I heard today that the guy whose name rhymes with fart lawyered up. Why? Again, all of this is guilty, alleged behavior for when your best friend passes. If it was accidental, they would have said that on day one. We would not still be talking about this. We would have been able to put Nolan to rest and it would have been a terrible tragedy. But the fact that now all of these friends, so-called friends, are lawyering up, they're saying that he was the one that was doing drugs. Like, I thought it was, the Coast Guard reported that he had heavy alcohol intake, according to these eyewitnesses. No toxicology report. Why would you make a statement, definitive statement like that before the toxicology results were out so you could say?
And that's what I understand. How you gonna make a statement when the toxicology report didn't even come out? We ain't get no autopsy. We ain't get that report. We ain't get no report. But Tatum, you got the nerve to come out and say, yeah, I think he was hard up. He was on Slow White. Well, Katie was hard up too for throwing around a goddamn poom, throwing the stuff all around on the water, allegedly, and trying to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. Let's get to that part. Why is she all over Nolan when her ex-boyfriend or her boyfriend's on the island? Yeah, she hard up too then, right? All of them was high. Come on, man. That's why I said that's crazy that Tatum even put that shit out there like that, bro. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Let's get them likes up, gang.
For a fact that this was in his body. It's just deceptive. This narrative is being pushed by these legacy media networks to protect who? I don't know. I don't know why they would protect Mississippi when Mississippi is well known for its history, and she needs to take responsibility for what's going on. Look, if this was a total accident, then come out and say that. Why do they have to hold this for the grand jury? Why are you holding back the autopsy? It's as simple as that. Mississippi, if you want to take the pressure off and have us take the gas and the foot off your neck, then just come out with the truth and let it be shown. But when you lawyer up and you're deceptive and then you accuse this poor, beautiful young man who lost his life of these things that you have no factual evidence for, it makes us angry.
Because this is a video of what it looked like. And Nolan is in this video. So this was sent to us as well. I'm sure this video is circulating anyway. If you look at the boy in the blue shorts, right where his butt is at, you move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan standing in the water right there. I'm going to have the team play the video and pan it so you can see what environment they were in Similarly, when the boat began to sink, roll the clip. Pause. Do you guys see how many people are out there? Play it again. Do you guys see how many boats are out there? So this is where the boat is at when they begin to become distressed. Right in this area. As you can see how close they are to the land. You can see where the coordinates were at. Right there. So when they're taking in water, when their boat is beginning to sink because it's anchored.
I don't know if y'all know about this video that's going around. Tatum dropped this video. They trying to say Nolan's in the water, right in the water with this boat in the beginning. They trying to say that's Nolan in the water. But it's no timeline to this shit. That's the shit that's confusing me. Let's continue though. I'm gonna explain it.
They're taking in water when their boat is beginning to sink because it's anchored. It's happening right there. So for somebody to believe that this dispatch call is a desperate call with Nolan laying dead in the middle of their boat, that does not make sense. And to think that nobody saw it when they're entangled within all these people, I think is a disservice.
I don't know why he dropped that video. I think they got a bigger version of the video on TikTok somewhere. I didn't catch it right away, but they try to say during that time of that video, you can clearly see Nolan in the water. But see, my thing is, what time was that? That's the most important. So whoever had that video, they gotta have a time on the goddamn video. Because we all know when we record something, they got a time and a date and a month on it. Hello. So whoever record that, can we get a clearer vision? Can we get a timeline on that shit? That'll tell everything. So that shit could have happened at 12 o'clock once they landed. Remember, they got there by 11:15. So that video could have been about what, 12 o'clock? 12 in the afternoon? Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes later? Give us a time on that shit. And then we can actually argue and debate about it. But if ain't no time on that, it's like, what are we looking at? Because they got there about 11:15. They could have been like, yo, let's jump in the water right quick. 40 minutes later, they jumped in the water. They probably just chilling. So that shit could have been 11:40, 11:45, 11:55, 11:50, 12 o'clock. I mean, 12 in the afternoon. We don't know what time that video could have been. That could have been way before the whole situation ended up being what it is now. You can't compare early early activities until late until you can't compare early activities until a tragic event at the end of the goddamn story. The early stories always look sweet, nice. Oh yeah, we got here, we landed good. Yeah, look, we're barbecuing. Hey, look, we're doing this, we're drinking, we're doing it. That's okay. But you can't compare that to later on, 5 hours later, to a tragic story. Now we don't know what the hell happened. That's just like a movie. That's all y'all been giving us. Early videos when y'all first arrive. I ain't trying to hear that shit. That video you just showed us, Tatum, that shit was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, nigga. Way before anything happened. Stop playing with us over here, bro. Y'all giving us early ass videos when they first landed. Oh, we having fun. We're chilling. We're on a boat. Oh, yeah. That's early. They just landed. Give us the aftermath. Give us the timeline between 3 o'clock. Yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 p.m. Give us 3 p.m. and after. Hello. Hey, Shepard, little Trey. Give us, what was the last time you seen Nolan? You don't even give us a time. Yeah, I seen Nolan 10 minutes right before I got into, right after I got into a fight. And Nolan ain't go over there and look what was going on? You telling me Nolan just disappeared during them 10 minutes? Get the hell out of here. Your timeline doesn't make sense. You seen Nolan 10 minutes before the fight and Nolan just disappeared. Warren brother get in a whole scuffle. Yeah, you know my little brother was fighting over there. Little Connor, I had to run over there, drop my drink and run over there. Nolan didn't run over there with you. Nolan didn't run over there with you. But y'all gonna give us a video of him all in the water and shit, early activities, right? And they all around him. Man, get the hell out of here, bro. Get the hell out of here, bro. Let's continue. Early videos can't compare to later on videos. We want the later on videos. We want the hundreds and thousands of people that was on the island between 3 p.m. all the way to 6. Because according to Warren, that was the last time he seen them. And according to you, Warren, you said you contact somebody that actually seen Warren at 6 o'clock on the island because they were still there. So we want 3 p.m. and 6. And we want the time when your brother got in the scuffle. What time was that? And we need a video. Because somebody got a video of your brother putting somebody in an arm bar. You telling me nobody got a video of that? Y'all college kids. This is what y'all all do, just like this. There's a video that I should have actually grabbed up of Nolan breaking up a fight. It's swarming all over the internet. Y'all probably seen it. This a fight, allegedly. This is allegedly a fight about to go on and Nolan break the shit up. It's on TikTok, it's all over the place. YouTube, everything. Put Nolan break up fight. It'll pop up. And y'all see what I'm talking about. And you telling me, and look at that video, and you see all of them with their phones out. You telling me nobody got a phone, nobody got a video of your brother putting somebody in an arm bar after somebody just snuffed them? I'm only repeating what you told us in the interview. You said somebody snuffed your brother, your little brother. He reacted back. He put him in an arm bar, and you ain't finished the sentence after that. But you telling me nobody ain't record that? Stop playing with me, man. That shit don't make no sense.
In the tree. K-I and Katie sitting in the tree. Kissing. First come love, then come marriage. But somehow, Nolan didn't make it back to his family on July 4th, 2026 after last being seen with you all usual suspects. So which one of y'all want to come to the motherfucking front and claim that y'all were in a relationship? Who wants to tell us that the motive, the plan, and the opportunity, this is why I say anything you say, post, send, and receive can and will be used against you in the public opinion court. Because last I checked, Warren and that faulty ass friend Trey said they clear ass and have clear ass down on a Negro House podcast and thought that they were going to be fucking slick. But we are slicker. And what it appears to be that the streets are saying that Bart and Katie been kissing in a tree. And you remember when they kept saying Nolan left with Katie? Is that Bart's Katie? Because Bart was there and he saw. And we know y'all times already fucked up. But what we do know is said on that Negro House podcast and said that he saw Nolan with Katie and he made a little jokey joke. And the same thing with Trey have clear ass. He said on that Negro House podcast and said he said something like a jokey joke to Nolan too. Who's going to crack first? Because we already know Bart is a liar. He lied and said he was nowhere in the vicinity, but your name entered a police report. Yeah. Your clear name answered that police report. So make the math make sense. Because one, we know y'all not that smart enough to remember times and coordinates and shit like that. So miss us with that. Now, and tell us, why was Bart so mad at Nolan? Now, this is all alleged. Because we know how clear people, when the truth comes out, how they like to act. But understand this. That this is you. Make no mistake. That these color folk gonna make sure that the clear that we see, we're seeing right through y'all bullshit, is gonna clearly land you in a prison that your mama can't save you from.
He did an interview where he made a comment about how Nolan, he was drinking alcohol on. Yeah, the friend you referring to is Warren Hudson. He did an interview where he made a comment about how Nolan, he was drinking alcohol on the boat.
Well, they all were. Who are they kidding? Who are they kidding? They all were. I bet it was, even if they had a 12-year-old on the island, he was drinking. So no, yes, so was he. So was everybody. So did everybody drown with bruises on the back of their neck? Did all the people drinking drown with bruises on the back of their neck? How is that relevant then? Unless he fell off, then you got dozens of witnesses seeing him fall off of a boat. That is, unless he fell off. So no, yes, so was he.
He was drinking alcohol on the boat.
Well, they all were. Who are they kidding? Who are they kidding? They all were. I bet it was, even if they had a 12-year-old on the island, he was drinking. So no, yes, so was he. So was everybody. So did everybody drown with bruises on the back of their neck? Did all the people drinking drown with bruises on the back of their neck? How is that relevant?
That's why I like to hear from opinion from a judge like Judge Mathis. If y'all all drinking, okay, we understand that. It's 4th of July. It's the 250 years of America. We understand that. We understand it's a big holiday for the country. Everybody barbecue, but everybody drinks. But why nobody don't got a bruising back and hit their neck like Nolan Wells? Judge Mathis he put that shit on a boom. I mean, okay, I understand y'all drinking, but why? Okay, but why? Oh, Nolan the only one got a bruiser back of his neck though, and he unalive. Why Fart ain't got a bruise? Why Katie ain't got a bruise? Why War ain't got a bruise? Why ain't got a bruise? Why little Trey ain't got a bruise? Why whoever else out there ain't got a bruise that we don't know of? That obviously they was out there because they went 3 boat deep, and there was about, hold up, according to little Trey, he said there was 100 and something among Nolan group. I'm only speaking what little Trey said. That means little Shepherd, the second dude that did the interview with Tatum. He said there was about almost 100 people among Nolan group. We already know they went 3 boat deep, so there's about 30 people, 40 people. Oh, they said that in an interview with Tatum. Why Nolan the only one got a bruise on his back of his neck and he's unalive? He ain't make it back home. Why y'all all make it back home? Why y'all don't got bruises and all this on y'all mark? Since y'all want to say they was drinking out there all night. Yeah, they was drinking out there. So what you suspect out there? You know something's gonna happen while y'all drink all day. Nah, we ain't trying to hear that. Why they don't come home with bruises? Why they ain't got bruises on their neck? Why they don't got nothing on their neck? Why only one? Why everybody came home but one? Y'all went there 3 boat deep and everybody came home but Nolan. Make it make sense. Shout out to Judge Mathis for dropping that simple ass quote. Oh, we all know y'all was drinking. But Nolan ain't make it back home and he got a bruise on his neck. Why y'all ain't got bruises? Why y'all make it back home? Simple. You see how simple that is? Very simple. Because Judge Mathis from the hood, he know a crackhead when he know one. I know a crackhead when I know one. And I know a sniffer. Yeah, you know, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 p.m. I know a sniffer when I know one. Last time I seen Nolan was at 3 p.m. Yeah, you know. You know, the waters are high. The waters will get very deep out there. Yeah, we was on the east end of the part of the island, you know. Yeah. Let's continue with Judge Mathis. You can't make this shit up, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells.
Then, unless
Is Warren Hudson. He did an interview where he made a comment about how Nolan, he was drinking alcohol on the boat.
well, they all were. Who are they kidding? Who are they kidding? They all were. I bet it was, even if they had a 12-year-old on the island, he was drinking. So no, yes, so was he. So was everybody. So did everybody drown with bruises on the back of their neck? Did all the people drinking drown with bruises on the back of the neck, how is that relevant then? Unless he fell off, then you got dozens of witnesses seeing him fall off of a boat that is near the dock because he wasn't on another boat. He stayed behind on the island, perhaps in the dock area. So, what's the relevance of him drinking? He didn't get drunk and fall off in the ocean. We do know that. In someone else's boat. So that's no relevance. That's just like saying George Floyd was high, and so therefore they had a right to execute him. And so we're saying now, oh, well, Nolan had been drinking. That doesn't give you a right to execute him. When I say execute him, I mean kill, of course.
Shout out to my moms for letting me know what to say, but everything I speak on this video is alleged. It's entertainment. It's educational also, and everything I speak on is basically reviewing on everything that I actually showing y'all and showing the public. So I'm just reviewing and reacting to everything that we received and everything that's already on public. So let's continue. So, they got the little lawyers out there and all this, but listen, we're reviewing and we actually reviewing on everything that's already out there. And like I said, and I'm going to continue saying, nobody's pointing the fingers at them. There's only three things that obviously the way y'all moving, y'all lawyered up. Is either y'all know the individuals that know something. Tatum is putting out there that was a whole goddamn drug deal out there. I'm not saying this. Tatum just said this. And y'all have to seen something. That's the only thing for y'all to act the way y'all acting. Nobody's saying, yo, the boys did it. They put them in the airlock. They executed them. No, but somebody got to know something. Y'all went there 3 boats deep. How nobody know nothing? That's where I'm confused at. That's what I'm confused at. So this is no like, I understand they're gonna do what they gotta do because defamation and all this, a character and all this. But one thing y'all gotta understand: number one, Warren did a public interview. Number two, Warren put names out there during a public interview, which he didn't have to do. He put his buddies' names all in the air. He mentioned Fart and he mentioned the other kid also with the W. So he's the one that mentioned their name all in his interviews. So if they want to sue or do anything, y'all need to go look at your buddy Warren that actually brought your name up all during the interview. That's who they need to look at. So any type of lawsuit, defamation you're trying to do, you got to go look at your buddy that put your name all in these interviews. Because we wouldn't know shit about y'all if y'all buddy never would have did the interview and mentioned your name. So I got something to argue about also. And I could easily get a lawyer too, with no problem. And it's freedom of speech. So if anybody want to do a defamation lawsuit or character, you got to look at your friend that put your name during the interview. Y'all should have told him to sign an NDA, not to mention your name. Tell your lawyer that. Because I know about NDAs also. You could do an interview inside an NDA and don't discuss certain names and certain situations during that period of time you're doing the interview. Exactly. That's what I was saying, Black Cherry. Once you do an interview and it's in public, the whole world, the whole internet could review that. You did it. You did a public interview. It's not private. Shout out to Griffin for the $2 super chat, man. She said Nancy had him looking stupid today. I know. I got to get to that. I got to get to that tomorrow morning or late tonight. I'll probably get to that late tonight. Smash that like button. Do me that favor. Let's continue, though.
And you don't call his mother first, you call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like you call the Coast Guard And you don't call his mother first, you call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like these are middle-aged people who, yes, you are a responsible enough person. Okay, I'll call the Coast Guard and I know how they operate and I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions they're going to ask and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations and you need a trusted adult that you go to. You go.
Didn't I say that? Can we all agree? Shout out to Judge Mathis, man. I'll tell you, you know why Judge Mathis hit that shit right on the boom, right bingo, hello. Because he's from the hood, he's from Detroit. Shout out to Detroit, shout out to the whole Michigan. Shout out to Ipsy, man. Shout out to the whole Michigan. Shout out to Grand Rapids. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Holland Park. Shout out to everything. Shout out to the whole Michigan. If I miss y'all out, man, shout out to the whole Michigan, man. Shout out to Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland, man. Shout out to the whole Midwest up there, especially Ohio and Michigan. Shout out to my family up top, man. Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to Michigan. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, Judge Mathis come from the hood. He's from Detroit. That's why he said what he said. He said, pause on that one, homie. Hold up, what you made? Oh, shout out to the Bronx. You already know. Shout out to the whole East Coast, man. You know I'm an East Coast baby. Come on, man. Shout out to the whole tri-state, Jersey, man. Shout out to PA, man. Shout out to Connecticut, man. Shout out to New York. Nah, man, come on, man. Shout out to Boston, too, man. We can't forget Beantown. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to the whole PA, Philly, Pittsburgh. Shout out to Allentown, man. Shout out to all that up top, man. Shout out to Germantown. Shout out to all that in Philly, man. My East Coast nigga. Shout out to DC, man. Definitely. Shout out to DC. Shout out to B more, man. Y'all already know the effing vibes, man. But when you got people like us that come from that, we see through this shit. Now y'all get what I'm saying. You got a judge that come from the same spot we come from. Detroit City, worst era time when he came from. So when he look at shit like this, man, Judge Mathis laughing at this shit. He already knows something going on with this. Yeah, he was a lawyer first, then he was a judge. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get 400 likes in the building. Rocking with y'all rocking with me. Y'all know the vibes, man. Come on, man. Smash that like button.
You go to, I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions that, and you don't call his mother first, you call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like these are middle-aged people who, yes, you are a responsible enough person. Okay, I'll call the Coast Guard and I know how they operate and I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions they're going to ask and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations and you need a trusted adult that you go to. You go.
Now, I'm not gonna say it in the chat. I'm not gonna say it. Didn't I tell y'all they needed help in the situation if, allegedly, and everything I speak on this video is alleged. It's my opinion. Didn't I tell y'all they needed help in this type of situation? I can't see college kids trying to cover up if. Let me put this clear, because I've been saying this. If it was an accidentally crime that happened and they unalived them by mistake, or they something happened on purpose because of anger, jealousy, or whatever else you want to call it. They need an adult for that. There's no way in the world some panicky ass kid's gonna handle this whole cover up. No, we're not believing that. We come from hell no. 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and y'all from college? Y'all not even from the hood, so y'all ain't experienced no type of little police life or nothing like that. Y'all gonna call parents. Y'all gonna call. Let me take that back. Allegedly, y'all gonna call adults that got connections. And they're gonna tell y'all, calm the hell down. We're gonna figure this out. That's exactly what they told them. Calm the hell down. We're gonna figure this out. Come on, man. Yo, everybody in it, all my mods, everybody know. I've been said this. We all agree on this. Actually, without child, because sometimes I'm not always perfect. So shout out to everybody that joined my channel and sometimes put me on new shit because sometimes I'm not correct. But we all could agree that they got some type of help. Absolutely. Call the CT, the CTO. Y'all cancel that. Grandpa called them, cancel that. This is all public information, so I could say this. Grandpa called them, canceled that because TMZ dropped it. Then y'all called a private to get y'all to the private doc. Then y'all stood there for several minutes, then they but come on. What was going on? Y'all want to show us the timeline, but there's no image on who was on that boat during that timeline of the GPS. Now, if we could get an image or video of the timeline of the GPS that's showing us, now it's just different type of story we talking about. Because now we got a satellite little, know what I mean, image up there. And I mean, looking at y'all doing the timeline, but we don't got that. The only thing we got is GPS boat that's showing us what y'all went, and it's kind of suspect. Give us an image, give us a video during the timeline, and then we could talk. Until then, this shit is suspect. It's suspect. Y'all went to a private dock for what? I'm assuming allegedly that somebody, one of your relatives, who you call. So what we talking about here? That's why I said I'm 50-50 with it. So if something happened accidentally, if it happened by accident, okay, but why is y'all moving the way y'all moving? Who y'all covering up for? That's the big question.
Either your and you don't call his mother first, you call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like these are middle-aged people who, yes, you are a responsible enough person. Okay, I'll call the Coast Guard and I know how they operate and I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions they're going to ask and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations, and you need a trusted adult that you go to. You go to either your own parent, you call. You say, Mama, my man is missing. Nolan is missing. What do we do? And they say, call 911 and have you call his parents. Maybe he called them. Well, no, we have his phone. Oh, he left his phone? Yeah, he left his phone. Why did he leave his phone? That's what would have happened. Would you call the Coast Guard if you're a teenager and your man ends up missing? Would you call the Coast Guard first? Or would you call your parents and say, what do I do? Or call his parent and say, what do I do? You're a teenager. You're calling somebody close and informed. Somebody close that you can trust and is informed and is close to him as well. And they didn't do that. Instead, as you say, they called the Coast Guard and told them what? How did they know? How long was he missing? Had they found the body? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? What'd you call the Coast Guard?
Mm, yo, they need to put Judge Mathis on this goddamn case. Yo, Judge Mathis got a point though. He got a point, yo. He said he didn't even know you called the Coast Guard, and I'm big grown. I'm telling you, cause it was enough time to go get him. That's a fact. People, why didn't the Coast Guard go search when they got the call? That's a fact. There was enough of them doing everything. People, why didn't they? Hold on, I'm trying to read all y'all. Yo, check out the area where they docked the boat. 73 minutes is a whole classroom like setup, wooden benches and a half. I'm also wondering why Coast Guard didn't start searching until the next day. Shout out to Tay. They were then there not going to tell his parents. That's a fact, Jay. So that's a fact, JJ. This shit crazy, yo. He said, why they cancel the coast later? Yo, I'm telling you, yo. That's why I like to hear from a judge, like a Judge Mathis. Because him and Nancy, they're gonna put it straight out. They ain't gonna hold back. Let's go back though, man. Judge Mathis got a point, bro. That shit is crazy. Rest in peace, Nolan Well. That's a lot of cover up going on allegedly.
His parents. I know how they operate. The Coast Guard. And you don't call his mother first, you call the Coast Guard. I mean, these are teenagers. This isn't like these are middle-aged people who, yes, you are a responsible enough person. Okay, I'll call the Coast Guard and I know how they operate and I know how to communicate with them and I know the questions they're going to ask and I know the answers to give. No, you are a teenager. You need an adult to handle those situations, and you need a trusted adult that you go to. You go to either your own parent, you call. You say, Mama, my man is missing. Nolan is missing. What do we do? And they say, call 911 and have you called his parents. Maybe he called them. Well, no, we have his phone. Oh, he left his phone? Yeah, he left his phone. Why did he leave his phone? That's what would have happened. Would you call the Coast Guard if you're a teenager and your man ends up missing? Would you call the Coast Guard first? Or would you call your parents and say, what do I do? Or call his parent and say, what do I do? You're a teenager. You're calling somebody close and informed. Somebody close that you can trust and is informed and that's close to him as well. And they didn't do that. Instead, as you say, they called the Coast Guard and told them what? How did they know? How long was he missing? Had they found the body? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? What'd you call the Coast Guard for? He told you he was going to be left behind. Did he have a curfew? Did he tell you he was going to be at this amount of time? Why is it that you felt the need to call the Coast Guard at any point before he had been found drowned? There was no need. My man partied. Oh, he must have spent the night with her. Oh, man, Nolan getting it in. Shit, we might not see Nolan for a couple of days. Such and such and such and such. Nah, that's how you feel. If you trusted everything is all right with your man, it's only if you think something is wrong that you determine you need to call the authorities.
That the evidence shows that the people being, with allegations being thrown in their direction, the suspicions that have been raised by these people that were in attendance with Nolan Wells have been proven or found to not have been around even when he was still alive. Is your findings consistent with anything along that verbiage with what people are saying about these kids that were with him?
No, I don't know the answer to that. They say Nolan chose to stay behind because he met a girl he wanted to talk to named Katie. That girl has spoken through her sister, and she says Nolan told her, I'm going back with my friends. So who am I supposed to believe? I don't know for a fact that what the boys are saying is true. I don't know for a fact that what the boys are saying is false. I do know they called Seatow, S-E-A, second word T-O-W, and said that their vessel was sinking. But yet they continued boating around in it for hours after. Is there an innocent explanation? Maybe. Maybe they thought it was sinking. They found the problem and they fixed it. Now, specters have been raised about audio suggesting Nolan had been on the boat on their return. I don't know if that was doctored. I don't know if it's real. I do know this. He went to Horn Island with them. They came back alive. He's dead. I'm going to investigate. You're darn right I'm going to investigate. And my wish is that his friends are innocent and that this was an accident. But it will be a cold day, and H-E-double-L, that I endorse closing down an investigation because somebody said I had nothing to do with that. Am I supposed to go, oh, okay, case closed, forget about it, and go tell the mom, we're shutting down the investigation?
Have you?
Because so-and-so said he had nothing to do with it.
And that's exactly what they wanted from the beginning of the time. From the beginning of the time it happened. Because you got to remember when the sheriff said, oh, yeah, it wasn't no crime involved. How the hell you know the body didn't even get to the medical center yet? That's what they wanted from the beginning, allegedly. They wanted to make it seem like he just drowned. And then it's taking like almost a whole month for the autopsy to come out still from Mississippi. It doesn't make no sense. This kid done had his funeral and everything. How the hell y'all ain't come out with the autopsy yet? I was thinking it's gonna come out by Wednesday. I ain't gonna hold you. We did lives for we do lives every day over here. I thought it was gonna come out by Wednesday. That shit still ain't out. Make it make sense, man. 11:40 p.m. They call the Coast Guard. Shit, crazy, yo.
Everyone denied that the picture we see of Mr. Wells and his friends holding alcohol, everyone kept saying, including them, that that was not from the 4th of July. They're lying. It is 4th of July, and this is how we know.
Right where his butt is at. You move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan's standing in the water right there.
To July, and this is
The edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan's.
Tatum trying to say that's Nolan right there in the water. You see that? You see the brother right there in the water right there with the black hair, and there's somebody right next to him. He's trying to say that's Nolan in the water right there. We played this video earlier. This a better version of it. Shout out to the female that dropped it. Shout out to Nicole everything. Make sure y'all go follow Nicole everything. Yeah, but you see the black, you see the person in the water, right? That posed to be Nolan, according to Tatum. That's Tatum in the background saying that's Nolan. Remind y'all, there was a couple black people on the goddamn island also. I really can't tell. This video ain't really too clear, to be honest. Shit crazy, man. They coming up with so many narratives. It's ridiculous. It really is, yo. It really is. You can't even tell that's Nolan in the water. He's trying to say, yo, that's Nolan in the water right there. So what the hell that mean? We don't got a timeline on this. Where's the timeline on this? We don't know this, like I said, early activities when they first landed. They landed by 11:15. This could be by 12 p.m. Come on. We don't got a timeline of this. I guarantee you this video is from earlier when they first landed on the island. I guarantee y'all. I guarantee y'all. This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy, bro.
picture we see of Mr. Wells and his friends holding alcohol. Everyone kept saying, including them, that that was not from the 4th of July. They're lying. It is 4th of July, and this is how we know.
Right where his butt is at. You move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan's standing in the water right there.
That video was from Officer Tatum proclaiming that he has miraculous evidence to vindicate the other part. But what he did do is identify Bart's boat. Nolan was near Bart's boat, I have to say allegedly, with showing that these boys were present when Nolan was present. Oh, and confirming the color that they had on the day of. In this video, and I'm going to say allegedly, this is what I see. Is that or is that not Warren? And is that or is that...
That's Warren all day in that video. Can we all agree? This picture right here that she's pointing at, you see the white boy right here? That's Warren. Look at the nose. Look at the red beads. That's Warren in the hair. And he looked like he having a great time. That ain't Warren, y'all? Shout out to the female for catching Warren in this video right here. That officer Tatum drop. Shout out to that female, man. Shout out to Nicole everything for dropping this. That's Warren right there. On the boat, looking like he having a great time, laughing at. It looked like he having a great time. You can see the smile in the nose. And you see another brother in the back of the pool, too. So there was a couple brothers in the pool. There was a couple black people in the building. Because there's a whole nother black person right in the back. You can see him and It looked like my complexion right next to him. More a little brown skin. There's a couple people in that water, but that's clearly Warren. You can't make this shit up, man. Give us a timeline, though. That's all we need. That's all we need is a timeline.
The same outfit these boys were present when Nolan was present. Oh, and confirming the color that they had on the day of. In this video, and I'm going to say allegedly, this is what I see. Is that or is that not Warren? And is that or is that not the same outfit he had on in the picture with No? Everybody's saying this picture wasn't from the 4th, but is this not your guy right here, Warren, with the same beads and the same shorts on? That is very clearly Warren in the same outfit. Allegedly. The side-by-side photo, you can clearly see they had the same outfits on. And that is also allegedly Bart's boat, right? Right here, the boat we saw them leave the dock with. Because nobody got on the Triton. This is the boat everybody was on. And if that's Nolan right there, right, Mr. Wells, does that or does that not prove he was near the boat and it looks like about to board the boat, right? And is that not Mr. Emerson himself? I don't know. Allegedly, you know, all alleged.
Shout out to that female for breaking that video down. It's a lot of people in that video since y'all want to throw videos out there, but y'all ain't giving us a timeline of the video. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Apparently, there are reports that Nolan Wells was intoxicated, heavily intoxicated, according to some witnesses. And even there are people reporting that he had drugs, including cocaine, in his system the day he went missing. And I want to address this. Number one, why is this narrative being pushed so hard by certain online personalities and certain platforms? Why the victim blaming? Because it really doesn't matter. I don't care if he drank every alcohol on the island and used every drug on the island. Something still happened to this young man. Something still took place that led to him losing his life. And somebody must know something about what had happened. I'm not even saying that somebody certainly did something, but somebody must know something about what happened. And until this family has the truth, we need to continue to pursue justice in this circumstance so that the truth will be unveiled. Whenever you see people victim blaming, you have to know that they're trying to distract you for some sort of a reason. That is the entire point of victim blaming, is they're trying to divert your attention from one thing to another. And they're trying to make Nolan Wells look as though he is somehow responsible for his own death before we know what the truth of the circumstances are. Why is that? Why is there a concerted effort to persuade public perception towards this being Nolan Wells' fault? That is an interesting thing, and the kind of thing we need to be thinking about as we're going through this process. This family and this circumstance and this situation deserves to know the truth and what happened to this young man. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by irrelevant details. Maybe he was drunk. No, not sure. But somebody knows something. And think about this. If he was drunk at the age of 18, then someone knows how he got that alcohol, because he certainly didn't go to the store and buy it. If he did use cocaine, then somebody sold him that illegal drug, and that person is culpable. But right now, they're pushing a narrative to try to place the blame of his own death onto him. And it is worth asking why. Why are they doing this? Who is responsible for this? Why is it so important that people rush to judgment and believe that Nolan Wells was responsible for his own death? And why is that more important than actually finding out the actual details that led to the young man losing his life? It's important that we stay focused and not allow ourselves to be distracted. And it's important that we allow this family to receive the justice that they rightly and justly deserve.
Update in the Nolan Wells case. A friend of Nolan Wells is lawyering up amid a wave of online speculation, denying a viral photo showing him with a woman some social media users are attempting to link to Nolan's death. Attorney Russell Latino says the old high school photo does show Bart Edmondson Jr. with a young woman, but insists she is not Katie McCormick, a woman some online have attempted to romantically link to both Bart and Nolan Wells. Russell Latino says Bart never dated Katie and didn't.
Y'all know the infamous photo that's going around, and they saying that's Katie and Bart. We played it. We showed it in the beginning of one of the videos. Well, obviously, AKA Fart, his lawyer saying that's not Katie. They saying that, I mean, a lot of these allegations about Fart is not true. I'm just going by what they saying. Let's continue.
Know who she is. In the Nolan Wells case, a friend of Nolan Wells is lawyering up amid a wave of online speculation, denying a viral photo showing him with a woman some social media users are attempting to link to Nolan's death. Attorney Russell Latino says the old high school photo does show Bart Edmondson Jr. with a young woman, but insists she is not Katie McCormick, a woman some online have attempted to romantically link to both Bart and Nolan Wells. Russell Latino says Bart never dated Katie and didn't even know who she was before Nolan's death. The attorney also flatly denies the claim that Bart killed Nolan or contributed to his death in any way. The attorney continues on to say Bart helped a boat in distress and has fully cooperated with investigators, providing access to his boat, GPS, and phone. Bart now plans to sue people, spreading what the family calls wholly fabricated claims. Attorney Russell also says Bart received a credible death threat yesterday because of the made-up speculation. He says the FBI, along with state and local law enforcement, have all been notified.
Straight bullshit. That's the way I look at it, to be honest. So we got an audio that you can hear clearly. People in the background saying, "Get the F out." Now they saying that the audio, no, you really don't hear it, but on the original TMZ audio, when they drop it, you can clearly hear the same thing. You can hear somebody say Nolan name allegedly. You can hear some. Hold up. Since they want to act like they don't hear shit, it's crazy to me. It's mind blowing to me. Pause. Let's hold up, man. Let's get to this. Which one is it? This one. There you go.
Shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart. Fight for God! Fight for God! All right. Shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart. Fight for God! All right.
So we're just gonna ignore that, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ignore the internet investigators. We're gonna true crime, the ones that try to put the effort and block the audio, and that's exactly what you hear. Now, when you put the dispatcher back on there, you still hear the same shit. I broke that shit down 3 days ago. We could put the lady right back in there. Oh my God, where you at? Oh my God, I'm break somebody. I'll break it down. You can clearly hear the same shit. Nolan, get up. Yo, get the F up. Now, you might not hear the beginning because TMZ ain't dropped the beginning. That's the beginning of this shit. But come on, bro. We're going to ignore that, bro. We're going to really sit here and ignore that shit. That's what y'all doing out there? And y'all still got the neck structure. Y'all got the throat and everything. That's what we're going to do? You know why? Because Mississippi, y'all know goddamn well y'all did wrong. Allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. That's the fact, Todd. We broke that shit down first. I broke it down first. I already told people from day one this shit got something to do with a female. They want to make it seem like he overdosed, jumped in the water. Pardon me, he jumped in the water. He did this. No, he ain't do none of that. This shit is all over a girl. He was being Nolan how Nolan be. Why you think Warren looked at him and said in the interview, boy, you crazy? Because Katie, allegedly, whoever the female is, I'm saying alleged, because that's the only name we know. That shit been going on since the beginning of this whole situation. Allegedly, that shit come with luggage and it come with bad consequences, allegedly. If you got your boy saying, boy, you crazy, and you got another dude saying, yeah, I slick talked to him about the girl he was with. That shit comes with something bad. Whoever the female was with, yeah, that shit comes with something bad. Something bad comes behind that. And that's exactly what this story's about, bro. They just covering up allegedly for the other individual. Because they don't want them see him to go to jail for life if it's a crime. If it's a crime. They got more love for the other individual than Nolan. Because if they had more love for Nolan, they would absolutely tell the truth. We don't believe that shit, bro. We don't believe that y'all just left him there and he partied with somebody else and y'all don't know nothing. That's when I go back to saying that I'm not playing one side. Hello, let's go back to repeat. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all, to the boys. If y'all don't got nothing to do with it, y'all know something about it. Y'all didn't give us no information. Number one, y'all know 100 something people on the island when y'all left them on there. When y'all left that boy on that island and y'all got his phone, y'all knew 100 something people on the island, according to Warren, according to Trey. If y'all don't know 100 something people, y'all know about at least 30 or more. Hello. So how y'all don't got no information on what the hell happened to this boy when y'all left him on the island? Who hurt him? Who put hands on him? What happened? Y'all know them individuals. Y'all just don't want to talk. Y'all protect them more than y'all so-called brother Nolan. That ain't y'all brother. That ain't y'all friend. So stop saying that. Because y'all protecting the others, not him. Shit crazy, boy. Shit sad, man. Y'all want to say, oh, yeah, that's my friend, this and that. You know, he always stood at my house, but y'all not protecting him. Y'all not protecting what happened because y'all know what happened, allegedly. Or y'all know of. So what we talking about? Y'all want to go to the GPS boat? Oh, let's go to TikTok Detective over there. Shout out to her over there. Make sure y'all go follow on TikTok. Because she break this shit down very good.
All right, new shit has come to light since my last video. And I want to give a shout out to Janetta Brantley, who is an expert audio mixer.
And now Janetta Brantley is getting mad backlash over this shit. I don't know if y'all know. Like they like, oh my gosh, she got a criminal record. They don't show her criminal. Criminal record and all. I mean, her face and everything. She don't defend herself. Shout out to her. Make sure I go follow her. She the one that went viral and blocked the dispatcher and had that clear shit we just heard not so long ago. Now she got backlash. You got the trolls going after her, showing her, I guess, her arrest when she got, photo, when she got locked up, whatever. They showing her arrest photo, whatever. She defended herself. She said, listen, I'm not an angel. I told people I got arrested a couple times. That don't make me stopping for what I'm doing and clearing that goddamn dispatcher and for y'all to hear what's going on in the background. So shout out to Janetta Bradley, man. And whatever she going through right now, because she ain't really going through too much, but she taking that shit to the chin, 10 toes down. And she's standing on what she did. So shout out to Janetta. Shout out to Janetta. Because they trying to tear her down on the internet. A lot of people in the chat know. That's why they're saying, yeah, they know. They know what's going on with Janetta right now. That shit's going viral a little bit. She had to defend herself. You go to her page, she defended herself about that. I meant to grab that up, but go to her page, Janetta Bradley, if she still got it up on Instagram, whatever, you on me, Facebook, she defended herself. It's going viral. Let's continue though. She the one that blocked the dispatcher and got that clear audio, was so-called clear audio in the background. Yeah, that part. Shout out to the sister, man.
And was right, new shit has come to light since my last video. And I want to give a shout out to Janetta Brantley, who is an expert audio mixer and was able to isolate the audio without the dispatcher. And holy shit.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm not gonna lie, when people were first saying this in my comments, I was like, wait, are we sure this is real? TMZ was where I initially got my recording from. They did not have the beginning part. Janetta got it from WLOX News, and they had the full audio with the beginning, with the hold music. And that is where she was able to get this information. So then I started piecing things together. Let's talk about Granddaddy Jerry, who was in the call too, who canceled the tow.
Yeah, I just actually got off the phone.
In my comments, I
Actually got off the phone.
Remember when Judge Mathis said that it had to be an adult involved in this? There's no way that these three young teen adults that go to college can figure all this out. Exactly. So allegedly, there's some adults involved in this whole little cover up. And we all can put it, yeah, y'all know who it is. I mean, Private Doc, Grandpa canceled the whole toll. What's going on here?
Phone with his grandpa.
with the hold music, and that WLOX News, and they had the full audio with the beginning, with the hold music. And that is where she was able to get this information. So then I started piecing things together. Let's talk about Granddaddy Jerry, who was in the call too, who canceled the tow.
Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And he said that they, yeah, Jerry, yeah. He said,
Okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back.
Of course, I did some digging on Granddaddy Jerry. I thought it was very interesting that Granddaddy Jerry owns a boat shop that is in Fort Bayou. Okay, it's only about a minute away. So if we go back to the original timeline, it's saying that that call was at 4 o'clock, okay? But they didn't leave until 4:31. And remember, they were freaking out in the background. So for 30 minutes after that call, they did not move. So what happened within that 31 minutes?
Since y'all want to attack YouTubers on pages and want to do some suing, can y'all explain about the 30 minutes y'all did at that dock? I'm just saying, anybody got I went 3 boats deep. Did all 3 boats go to that dock? I'm just curious.
That's key. Until 4:30 owns a boat shop that is in Fort Bayou. Okay, it's only about a minute away. So if we go back to the original timeline, it's saying that that call was at 4 o'clock, okay? But they didn't leave until 4:31. And remember, they were freaking out in the background. So for 30 minutes after that call, they did not move. So what happened within that 31 minutes? That's key. So then I went back to the Warren interview with Officer Tatum, and he talks about them having to unplug the boat.
We stopped at one point. My buddy pulled the plug out the boat, got back in the boat. They captured the boat, got in the water, pulled the plug out the boat, got back in the boat, and hit it.
This is the exact coordinates of what he told the Sea Tow dispatcher right here. So they would have had to take the plug out in the middle. He said that it was about 30 feet. I don't understand why you would, if a boat was sinking, why you would take a plug out in 30 feet of water. And I know there's going to be people coming at me. Oh, you don't know boating. No. I don't care. I've been on plenty of boats. He says that afterwards, they went to Fort Bayou to plug the boat back in.
We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and
So the whole stop was for Wyatt to unplug and everything. Now, I'm not of the boat profession. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know if it takes 30 minutes to 40 minutes to an hour. I don't know. But I don't know about that story. That shit kind of sounds sus, but to be honest. Y'all stopped there that long to do what? Unplug something.
back to my buddy's house.
30 feet of water. And I know there's going to be people coming at me. Oh, you don't know boating. No. I don't care. I've been on plenty of boats. He says that afterwards, they went to Fort Bayou to plug the boat back in.
We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, like the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it, and I went back to my buddy's house, and we ate and napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the island, so we were all tired, and eventually we go over to a girlfriend of mine. She was having people over for 4th of July. We were doing like fireworks and stuff, so we all went over there to swim and hang out.
They went back to the original dock and took naps. What? You know what he didn't mention in his video? Anything about the boat being taken back to Fort Bayou and getting the boat out. So who took that boat back to Fort Bayou? Now, this is the original dock that they are speaking of. And this is from one of the cameras outside in the very beginning of the morning, right before they went to Horn Island. As you can see, Nolan is right over there in the blue swim trunks. Well, my question is, if you can show us this at 9:54 in the morning, why don't you show us this when they came back at 6:06 p.m. and left at 7:19 p.m.? Show us that footage, because that is much more important than the one at 9:56 a.m. Also, Officer Tatum just posted that they have images shared of the boat towed by another boat after the Sea Tow dispatch call. Now, here are the images. Looks like he's on the phone, isn't he? Who's he talking to? Granddaddy Jerry? And who is this girl? Because there was a girl in the background on the calls. One more thing I do want to point out is the officer was given verbal consent to view the GPS on the boat by the...
All right, enough of that. I just like how she break down that GPS and all that. Shout out to TikTok Detective. Make sure y'all go follow on TikTok. She does great work. She does great work over there. Make sure y'all go follow her, man. Especially with cases like this. So shout out to her. Because your timeline doesn't make no sense, respectfully. And I'm just wondering when Mississippi gonna drop the autopsy. It's about to be Thursday. What's gonna be Thursday tomorrow? Yeah, that part. It's gonna be Thursday in about 30, about 40 minutes. When y'all gonna drop the autopsy? When y'all gonna shock and say, "Oh my God, it was a drowning"? On I mean, yeah, that's what we want to hear. We want to hear y'all a point and pin. We want to hear y'all a little research on what y'all did on the lung and the neck and the throat and everything else. And then can y'all explain why he got a bruise in the back of his neck and nobody else don't have a bruise? Oh, he was drunk. Everybody else was drunk too. Doesn't make no sense. I just want to hear their excuse on this. They might shock the world though. Hey, I don't know. Because y'all know what's gonna happen. When they drop the autopsy and then they drop what's going on with the lungs and the throat, they gotta send that shit back to DC to the independent autopsy. He gotta review the lungs, the throat, and everything else also. The pieces that he doesn't have at first. Because remember, when they sent the body, they didn't send all the parts. And that's when we got the bruise on the neck and all that shit. Mississippi ain't show us that. The independent autopsy shows that. So for all the people that saying trust the process, how? Mississippi system didn't show us the bruise in the back of his neck. The independent autopsy showed us the bruise in the back of his neck. So if it wasn't for the independent autopsy, what type of results or information that we would have got from Mississippi with the hesitation they doing, because they've been almost a month and they taking so long. So what process or what trusted process we should believe? There ain't no process to trust over there. Because y'all ain't told about the bruise on the neck. The independent autopsy told us about the bruise on the neck. Y'all could have dropped that in the beginning. Y'all could have gave that information in the beginning, but y'all choose not to. So when y'all don't give us that little information with the bruise on the neck, well, what other shit information y'all got that y'all don't want to drop? Y'all holding it right now, so pause. Mhm. He said we won't find out why. We definitely won't, man. I'm trying to tell you, like it don't make no sense. It really doesn't. He said investigators might have more than what we think. They're just waiting for more mistakes to be made, like more around doing the interview with Tatum. That's a fact. They got to be watching that interview like we watching the interview, so there ain't no doubt about it. Somebody said indictments, Mississippi, you better do the right thing, boycott their asses. They're not releasing it, doing it takes like a day to determine drowning. Somebody said it takes a day to determine drowning. Mm. Mm. I tell you one thing, Mississippi, they holding back. They said on the lady, and the lady brought that up to slow the charges. That's a fact. Bruise and fracture. Only after the grand jury sees the autopsy, we'll see it. Lord knows how long that'll take. Shelley Harvey, Lord knows how long that'll take. They've been dead near a month. We still didn't get an autopsy from Mississippi. It's crazy. Shit, they would all told us anything. I'm trying to tell you, they tell us anything. That's a fact. Nolan Paris ain't playing. That's a fact. You see, Nolan Paris done put a subpoena out. I think out on social media. I think what she put it on Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat and another one. So they put it and the friends. Hold up, they got a law. I think they got a little thing going on with the friends too for them lying and some shit going on. So the family, they on their neck. The family ain't playing, so they definitely on their neck. Someone was snitched. Yo, that's what I was thinking with the goddamn war. I don't know why what's crazy though? Like somebody said this to my last chat. Hey, yo, somebody said this shit last night. I don't know if y'all remember, Miles. I forgot who said this shit, yo. Somebody was like, yo, Smoke, I ain't gonna lie. He said, man, them white boys, they holding that shit down. Them boys ain't break yet. They ain't snitch yet. He said, he said if it was one of the homies, they would have been snitched. Yeah, I started crying yesterday when he put that shit in the chat. He said, yo, them white boys ain't snitched yet. If it was some crime going on, they ain't snitched yet. But we got the little homies. We got homies out here snitching right away. That shit bugged out, man. Them white boys staying to that buddy code. They staying to that buddy code. Yeah, that shit 150K reward. That shit more than 100K, Yolanda. That shit 150K right now, 125K. Somebody said it was 200. Don't white boy ain't nobody snitching. Yeah, but I mean, we watched 48 hours and all that shit. Another 48, whatever. Man, those man homies be snitching right away, man. Them white boys ain't snitching, boy. Them niggas like, man, we stand on a buddy code. Them niggas ain't playing. Allegedly. It's 125, 150K reward right now. And not for nothing, ain't nobody snitching on their side over there. He said 100K or 100 mil isn't enough. That's a fact. She said they all going to still, they all going to hell still lying. They're going to keep that lie till they death. Yeah, that's a fact, Stephanie. He said Warren Dad put up 50K. Man, get the hell out of here. You serious, Erica? Hey, Miss Special, Warren Dad put up 50K? Hell no, Warren Dad ain't put on 50K up. That's a whole lot right there. Where Miss Special ass at? I know she watching. Shout out to my moms. Any my moms up? Who my moms at, man? She said, yo, hell no. Yo, Tay, where my moms at, man? I gotta get some more mods in here. Let me find out y'all sleep. Yo, Todd, they talking about their own born father put 50K, y'all. Nah, gang, it's 175K. He said, where did I see one day put up 50K? That's what I was saying, Tay. I ain't hell no. She wildin'. You must be from Ocean Springs. Let me find out you from Ocean Springs. Let me find out you from Ocean Springs. Warren Dad ain't put no 50K up. I don't know what the hell she got that information from. Warren Dad just put 50K breaking news. Hold up, let me see this shit. Y'all lying like a motherfucker. Hold up. Y'all lying like a motherfucker. Hold up. The only thing I see is Secret Sand on the Wells real friend return. Man, y'all lying like a motherfucker. Oh, yeah, they ain't lying. Look. They ain't lying, gang. They ain't lying. Warren Dad has put up, hold up, Nolan Well case, father of Warren Hudson offered 50K reward. Yo, mods, man, come on, man. Y'all wasn't on this shit. This shit was an hour ago, mods. Y'all supposed to have been on this shit, man. Come on. I'm up here running my mouth and shit. Come on, mods. Warren Dad put up 50K an hour ago from TMZ. Y'all got me up here running my mouth. Come on, mods. My mom's supposed to be like, yo, Smoke, man, hold up, nigga, breaking news, nigga. Warren Dad put up 50K. I ain't getting none of that for my moms. Hey, yo, hold up, man, where Liddy at, man? Liddy, man, you better wake your ass up, man. Where my moms at, man? Y'all got me all my moms, them niggas knocked out, man. Where the homies at? Yo, Tay, how the hell you ain't know that breaking news? Tay said, only breaking news I see is Cardi B new song. Nah, Tay, TMZ dropped that shit an hour ago. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, where my homies at, though? Damn, my homies is asleep. Where my mods, man? Where my homie mods at, man? Them niggas hide up, man. Nah, but breaking news, though, an hour ago. I'm late as hell. Hold up. Go, Miss Pester, my mods, man. Y'all got me looking bad out here, man. Y'all got me looking bad. Breaking news an hour ago. Warren Dad put up 50K just now. Oh shit, I'm late as hell. Yeah, for real. Hey yo, Cal, for real, I'm late as hell. That shit was like an hour ago. I'm up here running my mouth through these videos and shit. Yo, mods, man, y'all supposed to put that shit in the chat, man. Send me a DM or something. Damn, mods. Y'all supposed to That's breaking news an hour ago. I'm up here running my motherfucking mouth and shit, man. Damn. TMZ dropped that shit a whole hour ago. I'm up here talking about other shit. I'm bugging out, man. Yeah, mods, man, come on. He said his daddy got suspended the same day. Nolan went missing. TMZ be capping. Shout out to Miss Special. You know I be clowning Miss Special. I love all my mods, man. Damn, that shit was a whole hour ago. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I smell guilt too over there. They put that 50K up though. They bugged out. You know what's crazy? They should have put that 50K in the beginning. That part. I'll sit back and wait. Why y'all ain't put the 50K in the beginning? Y'all want to put the 50K up because all the heat is on towards y'all boys now, all towards the buddies. We ain't stupid over here, bro. Not for nothing. If y'all was real friends and brothers, y'all would have put the 50K up right in the beginning. In the beginning of this, right when the shit happened, like, yo, Don, you know what? We got to find out what's going on with Nolan because y'all know hundreds and thousands of people on the island. So why y'all ain't put the 50K up in the beginning? That shit was damn near a month ago. You got to be kidding me right now, bro. Y'all could have put 50K in the beginning to find out anybody on that goddamn island at the time when your sons and everybody left, and y'all could have been find some information out in the beginning. Y'all could have put 100K. Y'all got high professions. Y'all would have got that 100K right back. Come on, man. Stop playing out here, man. That's why I said, Miles, man, how y'all ain't gonna tell me that breaking news an hour ago? Damn, man. Word, man. I can't believe they put 50K up though. That's crazy right there. That's crazy. They want to put it at the last minute. All right. When all the heat and everything is looking towards your the boys over there, the buddies. That's when y'all want to put the 50K up, huh? He said Warren's about to speak. I'm trying to tell you, somebody gonna speak. Hey, smoke. Somebody. He said, imagine somebody give you information that exposes son. He said we dealing with some small football town. They're gonna hold for less than a mil. That's a fact. That's football land down there. You ain't lying about that. Yo, high zombie. You ain't lying about that shit. Somebody unlock Erica. I thought she was lying about one dad. Yo, facts, right? Yo, yeah, not facts. Nah, you know why? Nah, nah, I mean, that was my fault. I blocked Erica on Tay because I think she said something after that. She said, why y'all mad or some shit that he's dead? It was something she said I ain't like at the end. But nah, I remember that. Though. Tay crazy. Yo, Tay seen that shit. If you want to unblock, though, man, unblock Erica, man. Unblock Erica. But she said something at the end. I ain't know it was true or not. Erica was on point. She broke that shit. She like, yo, he put up 50K. That shit was a whole hour. Somebody said, poor Erica. Oh, shit, yo. Nah, man, I blame my mods, man. My mods ain't break that news out an hour ago, bro. They sitting here watching me running my goddamn mouth and shit. Nah, I blame you, Tay. You should have broke that shit down an hour ago, Tay. Come on, man. I should have broke the news down too, though. I mean, because I follow TMZ. Hey, yo, somebody unlock Erica, though. She probably gonna come in here and go crazy. They say he put that money to see who will snitch on his son. They say he put that money down to see who snitch on his son, and when he find out that person out of here. Yeah, they might be playing. Yo, hold up. You might be like, nah, hold up. Shout out to the on long live Moose, man. Yo, he ain't lying about that shit though. They doing that shit for a reason, allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. And everything my people in the comment section be also in the chat saying alleged. So yeah, you ain't lying about that shit. Oh man. They might be playing chess, to be honest. Yeah, but let me get up out of here again, man. We've been here about 2 hours, 30 minutes. Yo, mods, man, y'all gotta be on point, man. What's going on with y'all? Yo, Black, I gotta get some more mods up in here. Yo, Miss Special, damn, man. That was breaking news an hour ago, man. Miss Special over there sipping on that wine. Let me find out you watching somebody else, too. You better be giving me some news, Miss Special. Manipulation. Yeah, they doing a lot of manipulation in this shit. It definitely is, man. They definitely is. She said 125K is bigger than 50K. I think they put that shit together, Miss Special, right? They had to. So what we looking at? What, 175? Because you might got a point on that though. So because they ain't say they put the 50K with the 125. Nah, Miss Special, yeah, you might got a point on that. Because they would have said that because I think the 125 is coming from Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and others and shit. Yeah, you're right about that. Matter of fact. So that 50K is from their side. Mm. Mm. Yeah, shout out to my mom because they know I be loopy too up here, man. Know what I mean, without child, I won't be me. Shit, I need my moms too. I need all y'all in the chat. To be honest, everybody that's down with us, not just my moms, everybody. He said that 50K is a cashier's check. That shit, he said that shit will bounce. Shout out to Rob Kim for that. He said that 50K is a cashier's check. He said, man, that shit gonna bounce. You ain't lying, champ, for real, yo. Smoke, small layer, young Crumpet speaking. I gotta check that out. He said we were streaming Crump. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. And I got something to do in the morning, but I'm gonna check that out. If I'm on the road, matter of fact, I'm gonna catch y'all right after that. That part. Said put up Lambo money. That's a fact. If I don't catch them streaming, y'all already know. I'm recording that whole goddamn shit they doing. So I'm gonna catch all the important moments tomorrow. You said I was drinking and thinking. Come on, Miss Special. You better cut that shit out, Miss Special. You said I was drinking and thinking. All right. I need them breaking news, man. Shout out to Miss Special, though, man. Shout out to the homegirl, man. She be holding this shit down, though. He said, we're not sleeping. That's that part. So I probably told one to have his father put the money up. That's a fact. Press conference tomorrow. What the hell y'all saying? Let me go to Bank Crump page. Hold up. Let me see what this nigga talking about. Hold up, we got Nicole everything. She gonna drop something. I don't see no goddamn Big Crump talking tomorrow, bro. Hold up. I'm on this page. He ain't talking about shit. I'll find out tomorrow. Yes, sir. Y'all up. They talking about we up. Smoke. Nah, we up. He said, who y'all block? Hold on. Who y'all blocking, man? Because sometimes y'all be up here tweaking, yo. Y'all go ask Special K about that unblock. What y'all talking about up here, man? Because y'all be up in here tweaking like I be tweaking, so. Y'all be having your own conversation in this goddamn chat. I don't be noticing shit, to be honest. Y'all be having your own conversation in this chat. I be having to notice what's going on sometimes, man. Nah, facts. I don't know what Erica said, but I caught that shit. She said something about being mad. I don't know if it was her, though, but if y'all unblock her, unblock her. Unblock Erica. I don't get, know what I mean? She might jump back in the mall tonight, whatever. I be on this shit every day. Y'all know the vibes. But yo, let me get my ass up out of here, man, because I gotta get some rest. I be tired as hell messing with y'all. So be up here about 3 hours, 4 hours. Gotta jump back on tomorrow, and I gotta do a video too. We gotta talk about some shit tomorrow. He said, fuck it, hit that blunt. Oh, you already know the vibes, nigga. Shit, you already know. Nah, appreciate that, Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda, man. Appreciate that. Shout out to Rhonda. Make sure, man, y'all get y'all membership, man. Join Team Smoke. Smash the like. Smash the hype. You see the little 3 dots on the goddamn video? Hit the 3 dots. You're going to see the hype button. Smash that shit, too. Join Team Smoke, man. Get your membership, man. Get your membership. Support the channel. Cash App, Super Chat, whatever. Nah, Eugenia, that's a fact. I can't believe everything TMZ dropped. She says 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. in CT. We got the same timeline. It's 11, same thing over here. It's about to be 12 o'clock over here. Now, hell no. Connecticut's 11 o'clock over there. It's about 11:45 over here, man. Y'all got the same time zone. Yeah, let me get up out of here, gang, though, man. Shout out to all my moms, man. Make sure y'all grab y'all membership, man. Join Team Smoke, man. Support the channel. I'm up out of here, man. Till then, rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. We've been here about 2 hours, 35 minutes, man. Hopefully we get some breaking news tomorrow. Hey, Mississippi, we still waiting on. I know y'all done effed up, huh? Look, we still waiting on y'all, Mississippi. What y'all doing out there, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up. Drop the autopsy so we can see what's going on with this Mississippi. Hopefully they'll surprise everybody and they'll drop this shit. Till then, I'm up out here, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. My condolences to his family. It's your boy Smoke News TV. If they know, they know. Salute, gang, man. I'm out of here, man.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest. Every story got layers. Everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves? Who's just chasing views? Some call it gossip. I call it research. Connecting every dot before I get my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and